actually the first regular meeting, would be normally the second meeting of the month. Ask everyone to turn their cell phones on silent or turn them off. We're going to try to get through this agenda pretty quick. With that being said, I'd like to ask William Spears if he would say the invocation for us.
Bow our heads. Father God, we come to you this morning, Lord, and ask your guidance in the meeting here today, that all decisions that are made here, Lord, will be for the betterment of this county and the citizens therein. We ask that you guide and direct our leaders, and we ask that you just look over us and stay with us where we stay, go with us where we go. We ask it all in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Judge Jones.
Present.
Commissioner Robertson.
Here.
Commissioner Tackett.
Here.
Commissioner Booth.
Here.
We have a quorum and we are ready to proceed. I'd like to ask my friend Chester Hodgson if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Next item is the acknowledgement of receipt of the Pike County Public Library District's budget for July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. And we have Ms. Atkins here. Would you like to come on up? And Jeannie, are my glasses back there in the car? Do I have reading glasses in the back? Let's see, get my top drawers. You have the floor, Ms. Atkins. Please proceed.
Something's not plugged in down there. I don't think something's plugged in down there.
Okay, we have submitted our annual budget, which will be from July 1st, 2022 to June 30th, 2023. As happens every year, we submit it to the Department of Local Government and then submit it to the court for receipt, acknowledgement they have received the budget. It's pretty much the same as last year. Not really anything has majorly changed. We did have a few funds that we didn't receive this year just because of computer glitches in Frankfurt, which I'm sure you guys know about also. Currently on hand, we have gotta get up close to my glasses. $6,180 in our bank account. We are currently renovating 3 of our libraries, and if you've been out in the county, you will see that we have installed drive-throughs. During all of the COVID, where we couldn't serve the public, the Lee branch actually was the first library to have a drive-through, and it was so successful that we have added drive-throughs to our Belfry branch, our Phelps branch, and our Virgie branch. So we do a lot of the services for the post office and the courts, county clerk, that in the past they took care of. We do the notary service, we do the faxes, copies, everything of that nature. So this is our plan, so that out in the county they can get that same service, because what we have found is the drive-through has been a huge unbelievable success. And currently, our Belfry branch, which we opened in, I want to say 1995, we haven't done any renovation to that branch until this year. What we did is we renovated each branch, and now it's Belfry's time. So Belfry is currently being renovated, so we are closed to the public except the drive-through. So the drive-through, they can come through, pick up what books they want. They just have to call and request what information they need for their classes. And also, we still do their notaries, copies, faxing of that nature.
Yeah, I want to clarify. You said you had $6,180 in cash. It looks like to me it's $6,180,000.
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought I said 6 million. If you look at the main end of the budget, you'll see that it says 9, and that's our projected income that if all the taxes come in this year after November as scheduled.
So just so the public understands this, and this is something that I've been very concerned and very critical over, is that the library board has been sitting there with almost $6.2 million in cash on hand. And I do have a question about the renovations at Belfry. How much is being spent on the Belfry Library?
I'm not sure that I have that with me right now, but I can get back to you with that. We have tried to budget around $100,000 for most of the branches. That's the drive-through. Now, Belfry will be getting a little more money than the other two, just because they've not been renovated since, like I said, 1995.
Your capital outlay is $1,076,000 in this budget, but you're showing personnel of almost $2 million, operations of $1.5 million, but administration of $5.266 million. What does that encompass, the $5.266 million?
I'm sure that is all of the operations of the library. There's only 3 administrative people that are on the old retirement system currently. And we redid our sick and vacation time a few years back, as you know, with economics and everything, and capped the sick leave and vacation time. But we still have, I think, 5 employees that are still on the old system.
How many employees does the library board have?
20 that are actually employed by the library system.
How many full-time?
18.
So this shows the personnel is about 1.929 million, operations of 1.591, but this administration of 5.266, is that your cash reserve?
That is also our cash reserve. Several years ago, when one of the state auditors had us come to a meeting, we were informed that we needed to put money in reserves to cover all of our liabilities for our retirement, sick and vacation, and things of that nature. So we did this based on our auditor's suggestion.
Was this the state auditor, or was this an internal auditor?
This was state auditor.
So you're sitting there with 5.266 million, and you've really not had to use any of that money for pension costs, at least since I've been judge, have you?
No, we are waiting until they say that we can pay it. This is just what we've occurred, where the state kept pushing it back and not making everyone meet the fee.
I'm not picking on you, but
Oh, that's okay.
but here's what I've been concerned about, and what I've been, people are struggling right now. The economy's been in a steady downturn for some time with the loss of coal jobs, and the library's been sitting there with $6 million in the bank, which is, when we came in, as this administration came in, that was massively more than the fiscal court had in budget reserves. And I think that's one of the concerns that we've had. I did note that there's no debt service, which is a good thing. So does that mean that the library, the big library down by Burger King, was paid off?
The big library was paid off. I'll be quite honest with you. Miss Allen is out on administrative leave, so I'm just filling in until she comes back from her medical leave of absence.
Was it about $12 million spent on that library?
14, I think.
$14 million.
But let me explain that too. Miss Allen is a very, very great financial person. This money wasn't that we took it all in taxes and we just used the taxpayers' money wildly. During this time, we borrowed the Build America bonds. I've seen you guys also do that, and our ratings and everything. We've refinanced continuously. We've cut back. We've existed on a skeleton crew of staff because we knew that hard times were coming. I mean, it was just
If you knew hard times were coming, why did they spend $14 million on a library building?
because the downtown location, we had no parking. As the college kept expanding out into the area, they kept taking everything in the area. And we appreciate the college 100% and are glad for their growth. But when that building was originally built, we allowed that part of the building to be added and went into this partnership with Big Sandy and the college and everything on the condition that we got to use certain rooms, that we had a room for our children's programming, we had meeting rooms for our public, computers for our public. And as Big Sandy pulled out and left, the college just consumed the rest of the building. So we no longer had a meeting room, we no longer had parking, we no longer had a room for children's services, we no longer had a computer lab to teach our people.
Well, part of that, though, is because that the university owns the vast majority of the floor space there, correct?
They own the floor space, but they did not own the land. And originally, it was supposed to be a shared space with a 100-year lease, that we would have certain sections, but as Big Sandy dissolved, it just kept going over to the college. And don't get me wrong, we're here to serve Pike County. And we wanted to offer our citizens the same opportunities that they had. And we do a lot of people that look for jobs. We do a lot of job fairs, a lot of computers. We offer wireless. And so we had to come up with a 5-year plan to show how we were going to move ahead. And we couldn't move ahead there. So we chose a piece of land and we searched. And as you know, land in Pike County, Pikeville especially, is gold. I don't know what's under there, but it must be gold. And so we negotiated for several years. And then when everything happened with the economy, and we've not taken tax increases, we've taken our compensating rate. We even rolled back 1 year. We just managed our money, we saved our money, we got the Build America bonds, we financed. We did everything, as you all talk about each time, how you fixed the,
But your debt service on the bonds were paid with tax dollars.
they were, that we refinanced and we managed correctly. And as I hear from when I listen to meetings, and I appreciate everything that you guys do, you're complaining about the things that we did right, but you're saying that the garbage and the landfills did wrong. I guess my issue is, yes, we do have that money, and now that we have paid our building off, ensured that all of our employees' benefits are covered,
I think the biggest concern I have is the decision to build a $14 million library building. The fiscal court is not building, a $14 million library when some of the rural libraries are not even fully staffed and fully operational. And the tax rate, when you're sitting there with $6 million and you have people that are continuing to pay that, and I think there's been some false information put. There was an article in the Herald Leader that said 80% of the people in the county have a library card.
this is according to our automation package. This is people that have registered, picked up a card, which the numbers fluctuate because we have so many college students going in and out of the area.
We've got people here, just a show of hands, how many people here have library cards in the courtroom? 3 people, 4. Okay, 4 out of
And how many people in this courtroom are rich enough to afford to buy their own books at home?
Well,
That is the difference.
But no,
We serve the community as a whole. We don't just serve.
80% of 58,000 people would be over 40,000 people. And so you're
I think
testing
we have about 49,000 registered borrowers.
49,000 people
Registered
with library.
Now, not to say they use their card all the time, and not to say that their card is expired. We do have an automation system that tells us each year we try to renew the cards. Some people have cards, they let them expire. We try to weed, but like I said, as the college students come in, they add back to it. As people die, it takes away from it.
Yeah. Well, as you know, the legislature has authorized the county judge to make some additional changes in the structure of the board, and I suspect that will happen after January 1st, 2023. So
That is fine. And, we understand, and we just follow the law. I do what my board says and what my taxpayers ask me to do, the same as you guys do. There's not anything, I don't want to do anything that violates a statute. I just want to serve the public. I know some people here have stated that, well, they've got Google. Information is valuable, but it's only valuable if it's right. And it's what they really need. Libraries serve a purpose. We cover the people that don't have computers. We get the information that they can't afford to get. But there's always going to be a part of our community that doesn't utilize the library. They don't have to. I admit myself, I use Amazon quite a bit, but I can afford. I've worked at the library since I was 16 years old. I was a coal miner's daughter. I started on a low-income program because my dad wasn't working. I have worked myself from the bottom all the way up to assistant director. I couldn't have done it without the library. My mom brought me in there when I was 1 year old to library school. I'm the first college graduate in my class. The library has a purpose, and if in January you all choose for our purpose to be different than what it is, I'll respect that.
I fully understand the purpose. I grew up across from a library. I was there almost every single day. Mm-hmm. And the question is, the decision to spend $14 million on a single building, plus buying additional tracts of land when we have people who are struggling to make their tax payments. I think that's the main issue, and I think that's a legitimate point of concern, is why would that money be spent? Now, obviously, the board had a reason. They had obviously a lot of money and the ability to service the debt. Because you had the money doesn't mean that was a wise expenditure of money, because now the taxpayers are going to have to take care of that building. And I think that there are a lot of people who certainly question the wisdom of that decision. And, we're going to let a new board take a look at that over the next 4 years. Okay.
That will be, like I said, whatever you guys decide, I'll respect that. As far as buying the other tracts of land, we purchased the one beside us because that was initially part of the agreement. The land at Shelby that everyone keeps going on about, we purchased that several years ago as a storage place. That's where we store all of our old furniture if it comes downtrodden. There's quite a bit of the court furniture in there that was donated to us that we try to refinish. If you go into our libraries, you'll notice most of the furniture, it's been reupholstered, the wood's been redone, restained. We really try hard to save money. All the money that we get is that one little pool of taxpayers' money, and we have managed it and saved and done well with it. We don't get a lot of extra money unless we occasionally receive a grant, of which, I'll be quite honest, I write the majority of those, and we don't get a lot. All we have is that. And providing the 190 computers to the public to use, the Wi-Fi for outside, it does cost money. And I know that we have built it up, and now, after we paid the building off, and we were extremely tight paying that building off, we've adjusted their salaries as they were supposed to be adjusted. We've paid for more of our employees to get their masters in library science so that they can offer the kind of educational services that the public needs. That building, if anyone would like a tour, It is honestly full of nothing but computer parts, furniture, our weeding things to cut the grass, to maintain our buildings. It's not a personal shed that I've seen insinuated in the paper. One person did have their boat parked there for a few days. They had broken down. It wasn't because they wanted it. And then when the building beside us became available, it was because we were having trouble pulling the big trucks down in there and turning. If anyone would like to come and see, they're more than welcome to come and see that.
So between the 14 million on the library, how much were the two lots?
I want to say about 400,000 on the first one. I'm not really sure on the second one.
So
That was bought from a private individual, a local doctor's wife.
So somewhere 14.5, $15 million between the two pieces of property in the new library.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody have any questions? Is there a motion to acknowledge receipt of the library's budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I do look forward to working with you all in January. And any changes that you institute, I have no problem with trying to work for what you all think is the betterment.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have Mr. Vince Hayes here from the Transportation Cabinet. Presentation regarding the Kentucky Department of Transportation's Rural Secondary Road Program and approval to participate. Mr. Little, Vince, would y'all like to come on up and have a seat at the front table?
Morning, Judge Jones and members of the court. I'll just get right into it. I'm here to present the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's District 12 recommended improvements for the Pike County Rural Secondary Program for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. Total allotment was $2,180,226.
Can you give me that again?
$2,180,226. We had a negative carryover to this year from a couple of previous years of projects for, this just affects us, of negative $464,942. Our maintenance and traffic of 162 total miles of rural secondary roads at a cost of $66,282.60 per mile is $1,074,351. You subtract that $464,000 amount, and we're left with $677,000 to do our projects. The court actually has a positive carryover from last year, and you all will have in flex funds $809,000 for your recommended improvements. I'll get into ours here. We're going to start with a drainage structure replacement on Kentucky 308 Forest Hills Road at mile point 1.05. That's about 180 foot east of Polly Hollow. It'll cost about $50,000. Our second improvement will be on Kentucky 612 at Long Branch Road, another drainage structure replacement at mile point 4.5. 0.2 miles west of Sookie Fork. That'll cost about $90,000. Another one on 612. This is on the Turkey Creek side at mile point 5.8, 50 feet west of Thomas Hollow. That'll cost about $128,000. We have one resurfacing project on Kentucky Route 2169. That's that little road between Meta and connecting back into 194, going toward the 119 ramp there at the Bit Branch exit. That's gonna cost about $135,000 for 3/4 of a mile of resurfacing. And the last one, on Joe's Creek Road, Route 3227, right about mile point 5. It's about 50 foot west of the left fork of Jones Creek. That's about a $200,000 structure. It's a pretty big structure, about 96-inch culvert. And all these drainage structure replacements will include, they'll all be aluminum box culverts. That includes removing the old one, the excavation, the hauling of material, and then the assembling of the new structure and the installation and backfill of that. That's all I have. If you guys have any questions.
I have several questions. So looks like we're gonna get more flex money this year because I think Fabian had explained to me there was some money that wasn't spent.
The money, well, Frankie could also help, but the money actually was allotted, the flex for, I think it was 2015 year. And
spent, it was never asked
it,
for reimbursement.
right, but the thing was,
17.
So let me get this right. The fiscal court previously spent $400,000 in flex money.
360, I think it was.
yeah,
Close enough, but never asked the state to reimburse it.
correct.
Okay. All right.
So because we ended up paying, we had to pay that where we didn't ask for reimbursement. We had to end up paying that, but the state let that carry over, those fundings carry over to this year, and that's why we have a larger
So we're getting
sum.
reimbursed for the money from 2015 that we spent but never got back.
Basically, yes.
So it looks like I had talked to Mary Vince about a drainage structure beside the Robinson Creek post office. I don't know if you're familiar with this. There's a big hole beside of a house owned by Goebel Blackburn. My concern was if somebody ran off the road there, it could be a really, I mean, it's a steep face abutment. You know where the hole's at, Fabian, I think. And I don't know if have you done any work on that project?
We have been instructed to look into that and see the next cross drain is about 1,000 foot on down the road. So blocking that off or covering that hole up, I'm not sure what it would do to the drainage on that side of the road. The bottom of that culvert is that goes across the entrance of the post office is rusted out. And that would be on them to replace. And I didn't want to affect the drainage there either. We're looking on what we can do there because it is kind of a dangerous little hole if you end up in there.
I just sent Mary Holbrook a text to see because she told me that they were looking at designing a box culvert to put in there to where I guess they could fill that up. But so essentially, the remaining balance after paying the rural maintenance, and when we talk about rural secondary roads, we're talking roads like 195 and 197 and 194.
Those are actually our secondary roads. Robinson Creek would be a secondary road also. Our rural secondary roads would be roads such as Joe's Creek, Forest Hills, Stone Coal, some of your lower ADT, average daily traffic roads. If you get over 800 to 1,000 cars a day, you're probably a secondary road, and that comes out of a different pot of money, different than what we're presenting here today.
But these drain, the Forest Hills, Long Branch, Turkey Creek, Johns Creek, and Joe's Creek are all drainage projects that are going to be coming out of the $677,000.
That's right.
Will that pretty much exhaust that pool of money?
I left a little bit in case some of these cost more than anticipated, about 80,000. My estimated total is about a little over 600. We have 677 to play with, so I left a little bit extra in case these cost more than anticipated. And our rural secondary roads and as far as paving are in pretty good shape. It's our secondary and primary roads that are issues. such as 197, Elkhorn Creek, 610.
Yeah, a lot of those roads are really in
Yeah,
Elkhorn Creek. May
Elkhorn
be as
Creek
bad
is
as-
terrible.
it is.
Do you know if there's any plans to take care of resurface Elkhorn Creek?
We will be recommending this to in our FDO5 meeting, Elkhorn Creek, 805, Shelby Gap, toward Burdine and Jenkins. Those are our two worst.
The one place there at Shelby Gap where the road's setting down, I mean, that's a dangerous.
Yeah, since we thought we were going to be able to resurface those this year, but it looks like not. So we'll be doing some in-house maintenance patches right there to carry us over.
Well, Vince, we appreciate everything that the Transportation Cabinet does to help us.
Absolutely.
And we've had great cooperation with District 12 and the Cabinet in Frankfort over the last 3.5 years. And we just want to express our gratitude for everything that the Cabinet's done to help us. And we appreciate you working with Fabian and the Road Department.
Absolutely.
We've got a lot of need. And I understand, a lot of people don't understand there's limited money for the state as well.
Yeah.
And, we have people that were on social media complaining about why US 119 was being paid when other roads are worse.
Yeah, we saw those.
But, that's a federal highway paid with federal monies that can't be used on county or state roads. And I mean, we tried to, educate folks about that, but it's the curse of social media, I think, when a lot of disinformation or misinformation gets spread around.
Absolutely.
So I do think we have a motion item on the agenda. Is there a motion to participate in the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's Rural Secondary Road Program? I think is the appropriate motion. Is there a motion? We have a motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. Vince, anything else you have, sir?
That's all I have.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Have
Appreciate it.
anything you'd like to add? Next item is the adoption of resolution of the Pike County Fiscal Court authorizing the filing of a Kentucky Emergency Management Assistance Grant application to be used as 50% matching funds to purchase portable radios for Pike County Emergency Communication System Rebuild and Update Plan Phase 3 for Pike County Emergency Management, and authorization for the Judge Executive to execute all related documents. Tim, I'm not going to bring you up here. I think we all know what this grant application is for. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. All right, next item is approval for health insurance renewal effective July 1st, 2022. Justin, would you like to come up and just give us a quick rundown on this? I want to thank you and Judge Hickman for helping oversee this. And if you could, just also tell us a little bit about the changes in the benefit.
Sure, and thank you for that, Judge. On the health premium, I put a little cheat sheet in there for you to show you the difference in the premiums. We did take a 5.9% rate increase this year, which is actually really low compared to some other counties. We did have a couple changes, not big changes, but one of the changes that we had is our deductible did increase just a little bit. I think it was like $50 is what it increased to max out of pocket to be $3,500 instead of $3,450. And we also had a reduction in our copay for our primary care physician, and it was $30, it is now down to $20.
All right, and the renewal amount is $1,703,132.16.
I think it's $1,679,132.16.
Okay, I'm looking for that here. I'm just looking where it says total annual plan expense. Yeah, when you add the health HRA utilization,
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, I see your total claims. Yeah, that's what the HRA added in.
okay. So the total cost of renewal is $1,703,132.16.
Correct.
So, and the public needs to understand this, that, the fiscal court has to provide benefits in order to recruit and retain employees. And right now, with this increase, it's going to be $728.79 per employee per month. And I'm going to forewarn the public on this. This is the same thing that's happening to every other business, small business, large corporations. It's the same kind of problem that long-term, this is going to be a major problem for government agencies like the Pike County Fiscal Court, because if you go down the road 4 years from now, you're probably going to be well over $800 a month at the rate increases that we're seeing
Oh, yeah.
per employee.
And just to let you know, one of the, I won't say the name of the county, but one of the counties who was on a standalone, not part of the CAECO Association this year, their renewal came in and they took a 41% rate increase.
Well, it's important that we have, we encourage our employees to be healthy, to work safe, to take care of themselves, to exercise, because it doesn't take but a handful of significant claims, a heart attack, a major surgery, cancer. It doesn't take but 1 or 2 significant illnesses or injuries, and it just has a catastrophic impact on the premiums. And we certainly want our workforce to be healthy, want our employees to be healthy, and I think we've made some great strides in that. But it is concerning on how much these premiums continue to increase. We're going to talk about workers' comp here in a minute. But with that being said, is there a motion to renew the health insurance for the 2023 fiscal year with Pill and Holland for $1,703,132.16? We have a motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. All right, next item is the health insurance. Or, I'm sorry, not health insurance, workers' comp insurance. Let's talk about that one.
Yeah. As you can see, we took a increase on that from the expiring, and there's a couple of things that played a role in that. One of the things is we didn't have a really good year last year. We had 3 incidences that the losses on those were over $300,000 just for those 3. So it really drove our EMOD up. It was 1.29. It is now 1.66. So that is the reason for the increase. Now, what I will tell you is we are having a great year this year. So barring nothing crazy happening in 9 days, we should see a significant rate reduction next year.
Well, I mean, if you go back to when we came in office, the rates have gone down. The EMOD is substantially lower now.
Oh, it's by far. It is, when you took office, our EMOD was 2.38,
And what is it this year?
1.66.
So that's a big, and that modifier, let me see if I understand this. You take your employees, your payroll by classification,
Correct.
and they come up with a number, and then based on your loss history, they take your premium and multiply it by that number.
That is correct.
So when you get to where you have an EMOD of over 2.3, 2.4, that substantially increases your premium.
Yeah, you take your premium and multiply it by 140% if it's 2.4.
And we've done a pretty good job of cutting it down, but we've got to keep working to prevent injuries and make sure our workers stay healthy, because this has a direct impact on the county's workers' comp premium.
Yeah, and we just had some accidents last year that, I mean, we had a gentleman slip and tear his ACL, MCL, and PCL all at the same time. I mean, we just had crazy accidents like that.
Well, fortunately, no serious life-threatening accidents.
No, sir.
So, and when you have as many employees, at the jail, doing construction work, on the back of garbage trucks, lifting, running equipment, really, really not bad considering. We're very fortunate, nothing serious. So,
It is. You are right.
all right. So the premium for the renewal for the 2023 fiscal year is $643,180. Is there a motion to renew the workers' comp insurance through Encova for $643,180?
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second? Second. Second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. All right, the next item is the approval for the property casualty, cyber, and law enforcement. Please proceed on that.
Yep, the reason all those are broke out is the cyber and law enforcement are with different carriers. I do have the law rolled in on that sheet I gave you. Overall, with the law, we're going to take a $52,937 rate increase this year. The reason for that is, as you know, on January 1, we lost a lot of vehicles on the auto side that we had to cover. I believe it was about 11 vehicles is what we lost between the fire departments and the county. So that significantly contributed to the increase. In addition to that, we did add quite a few vehicles this year.
Were we able to get to the bottom of that? Because we took a bunch off too. Were we able to figure that out? Because that didn't seem right. We were a little bit.
Well, Mr. Deputy Judge Hickman, myself, and Frankie, we all had a conversation and did net out to that.
Was it on the fiscal court side, or was it with fire departments? And
Most of it was with the fire departments. Now, we did add a couple vehicles ourselves. We added some for the senior citizens. The jail added a few. We added a few, but the majority was the fire departments.
that's something that we don't have any control over. We really do need to have a conversation with our volunteer fire departments of making sure that they've got the equipment they need, but also that if they've got vehicles that they're not using, that they don't need, that we're not paying insurance premiums for those. If you could get, with some of the fire chiefs and just go over the list, let's scrub it, see what we might be able to get off of that to help reduce the premium, because the numbers, when you factor in the increase in the premium for your liability, workers' comp, health insurance, and your cybersecurity, is $213,290.40. That's a pretty significant increase. If you multiply that over 3 or 4 more years, you're at another $1 million.
Yes, sir.
So we need to take every step we can to contain that. I guess the next item is there a motion to renew our liability insurance with law enforcement rider with travelers insurance for the premium of $1,186,037.90.
Motion.
Is there? Hang on a
Motion.
second. Hang on a second. Stand at ease for a second. We probably need to do that, and then we can come back in. Okay. Justin, we've got an issue that I need you to take up with Judge Hickman at the break over some equipment that they're showing on the list that we don't know that is accurate.
Understood.
Okay. we need to go ahead and do this because this coverage is going to expire at the end of the month. So is there a motion? I think we have a motion by Commissioner Tackett to renew with Travelers for the sum of $1,186,037.90. Is that correct? Motion by Commissioner Tackett.
Judge, before you do the motion, the law is included with Travelers, but with the package, I included it with the package. The carrier is actually Kinsale in Indiana Harbor
Okay.
for the law and the excess law.
But that's the combined premium.
That is the combined premium.
All right, let me restate this. Is there a motion to renew the liability coverage with Travelers, with the rider for the law by
It'll be Kinsale,
Kinsale
and the excess law will be Indiana Harbor.
and Indiana Harbor on the excess coverage for the sum of $1,186,037.90.
Motion.
Thank you for the third time. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion?
I do, Judge. I think that we've got about 3 vehicles that I know of here in the last couple of months that we could take off our insurance premium to.
Well,
And I'll let you know which ones they are.
Okay.
I really want this scrubbed because, and Reggie's got a couple things he needs to go over with you. I want to scrub every penny of unnecessary spending off of this list. From the fire departments, rescue squads, from senior citizens. I mean, we're somewhere around probably close to 500 vehicles insured.
487.
487 vehicles that the county insures.
It was 425 when we started.
Well, there's no excuse to have that many vehicles and that number to keep going up. I mean, it's just almost 500 vehicles. So my instructions are to you and Frankie, Reggie, and Nee to get, and then to get with Fabian, to get with Chuck, and let's figure out every vehicle that we can get off this list to get that premium down.
Understood.
Every vehicle. And I want to go over the equipment list to make sure that we're not insuring equipment that's, because what Reggie's going to talk to you about is it shows 3 compactors on there. We don't have 3 compactors. So if we're insuring things, if you recall, previously at one time, the county was insuring buildings that didn't exist, things like that. I want a report within 3 weeks from everybody, every department head. I want a list of what vehicles and equipment each one of you have. Jerry, you'll need to get me what the trail system's using. I don't care if it's side by sides or, but I want a list to make sure we can compare it against what these insurance carriers are showing. And if it saves us 3 or 4 or 5 pieces of equipment or vehicles, it's that much money. So I'll try to get me that within 3 weeks, okay?
Understood.
All right. All right. In the cyber premium is which company, Justin?
That is RPS.
RPS?
Yep.
All right. Is there a motion to renew the cyber security insurance premium with RPS?
We have to vote on the other one.
I'm sorry. Let's back up. We have a motion and a second on the liability coverage. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. The next item is the renewal of the cyber premium with RPS for $11,019. Is there a motion to renew it? We have a motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. The next item is the approval of the service and retainer agreement with our agent, Assured Partners, for the sum of $88,485. Is there a motion to approve?
Hey, Judge. That's got a due date of July 1st, and it's not on the bill list. Authorization to add
Okay,
that.
let me rephrase that then. Is there a motion to approve the service and retainer agreement with Assured Partners for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023, and authorization for the treasurer to issue payment for the same? A motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. Next item is the awarding of bids. Anything else, Justin?
No, Judge, thank you.
Greg, come on up.
I do have several things, Judge. This is the time of the year where you get to sign your autograph on several contracts. This is our regular June bids that go into effect July 1st. First bid was bid number, the bid opening was on June 10th. First one was bid number 26-2022 for scrap tire disposal. One bid was received. It was Patriot Recycling from Bristol, Tennessee. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to Patriot Recycling. You want me to do these individually or go through all of them?
Let's go through them all, and then
Okay.
let's go through them all, and then we can summarize them in. Well, we probably need, since they're different bids, let's just go through them each. Let's do it that way.
Okay, well, the first one was bid number 26-2022 for scrap tire disposal. There was one bid received, Patriot Recycling from Bristol, Tennessee. It's my recommendation we award the bid to Patriot Recycling.
Okay, is there a number on there on the price per unit?
It's $2,710 per trailer and a $175 per month rental.
Because we have to have that number in here, and I don't have it.
How much per trailer, Greg?
A monthly rental of $175.
Do you have the numbers, Greg?
It's
$27.10 per trailer.
$2,710 per load and $175 per month trailer rental.
Is that the only bid?
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion to award bid 26-2022 for scrap tire disposal to Patriot Recycling of Bristol, Tennessee, for the price of $2,710 per load with $175 a month trailer rental?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
How much did that go up from last year?
If I'm not mistaken, it was like $2,250 last year, so it went up about $500 per load.
That's what I was
So it's an
thinking.
extra. We usually send
That's
about
what I was
4
thinking.
loads.
It went up about $500 a load.
We usually send about 4 loads a month, so it's extra couple $1,000 a month.
You think it's mostly diesel fuel running?
Huh?
I think it's mostly because of diesel fuel. The price increase mostly due to diesel, you think?
I guess. I'll second it.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Tackett, second by Commissioner Robertson. Where do they haul these tires to?
To Bristol, they have a plant in Bristol where they have machinery that breaks them down and so forth.
So that's what somebody was in Lexington, that's what they were saying, there's a,
Yeah, so there's a plane in Iceland.
There is, and I've talked to them several times over the years, and they act like they're at capacity and can't handle anything else. ADS, I believe is their name.
I think that's right.
Yeah, there's been an attempt to get them to bid and they won't.
There was actually 3 places that I contacted every year, and this Patriot really was the only people interested in taking care of us.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Tackett, second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes.
Next bid was bid number 27-2022 for Bituminous Hot Mixed. One bid was received. It was Mountain Enterprise of Lexington, Kentucky. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to Mountain Enterprise. The last couple of years, we have been bidding this, so there is a more or less sliding scale depending on the price of oil. So this price has some fluctuation throughout the year. We were at $82, I believe it was. Fabi might be able to help me with this. We were at $82. It has gone up recently with the price of oil going up.
What's the bid range, Greg?
I don't think they put a bid range on it.
There's not. It's just based on tied to the price of oil.
Correct,
It's the only bid we had anyway.
correct.
Nobody else makes blacktop around here.
No.
So.
Judge, I have to say though, I mean, honestly, last year we came out on the good end of that. Because if you don't let them do that, or before that, like I said, even at 99.15, if you hadn't done the sliding scale before that, when we wasn't doing it, we was paying like 101. So
Yeah.
we're still on the better end.
Okay.
They don't know what, because of the fluctuation in oil price, they don't know what it might go up to. So when we were bidding a solid price for the whole year, they were going on the upper level and bidding that, and that's what we paid all year. Now on this fluctuating scale, it has saved us over time.
All right. Is there a motion to award bid 27-2022 to Mountain Enterprises, Lexington, Kentucky for Bituminous Hot Mix? I'll make a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes.
Bid number 28-2022 is for hardware items and small tools. 5 bids were received. United Central of Chapmanville, West Virginia, Justice Supply of Pikeville, J.D. Westcott of South Williamson, Thompson Hardware of Pikeville, and MGC Supply of Pikeville. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to all of the above vendors.
I just want to remind all my department heads, okay, that nothing can be bought from anyone that's not on the bid list unless one of your vendors doesn't have it. There's been this notion that so you don't have to drive across the county, you just stop somewhere and buy it. The only people that the whole purpose of bidding this can't come from anybody but your vendors unless they don't have it. Is that the way you understand it, Frankie? On hardware, is there a reason did we send a package to Lowe's?
Lowe's is one of our co-op, no, I'm sorry. Lowe's is on one of our co-ops, and we have a special discount through Lowe's.
So we can go to Lowe's.
Yes.
But we've got anybody else that's on the co-op that we.
Ace Hardware is on a co-op. We can buy through Ace
So if
Hardware.
you're not, and let me rephrase, if you're not one of the bidding vendors and you're not on the co-op or it's not state contract price, you can't buy it from them. So I just want to make sure that all the department heads know that.
I think Tractor Supply and stuff's like that on too, ain't it?
I'd have to look. I'm not sure if Tractor Supply is on our co-op contract or not. I would think they would be, as big of a company as they are, but that's something I need to double check.
Well, let's make sure, and here's what I want to do, Greg, is get a list to all the road departments, to get a list to all the solid waste foremen, get Jerry a list, get Nia a list. Let's make sure that the stuff that's being purchased, that there is a list to show who they can buy from and who they can't, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there a bid, is there a motion to award bid 28-2022 for hardware items and small tools to United Central of Chapmanville, West Virginia, Justice Supply of Pikeville, Thompson's Hardware of Pikeville, J.D. Westcott of South Williamson, MGC Supply?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson? Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
No. All
Bid
right,
number 29-2022 for off-road diesel fuel. One bid was received. It was from Jones Oil Company of Pikeville. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to Jones Oil.
is there a motion to award bid 29-2022 for off-road diesel to Jones Oil, Pikeville, Kentucky? Is there a motion?
No.
You don't have a motion? Anybody else bid on it?
No, sir.
It was brought to my attention that Childers Oil didn't receive their bid packet.
It was published in the newspaper. That's not, our obligation is to publish it in the newspaper. It's not grounds, in my opinion, to reject a bid because somebody didn't respond to a legal publication. I think that probably violates procurement law. I mean, our obligation
Did
is.
Jones Oil receive a bid packet?
I have no idea.
Yes, they received a bid package. They responded to it.
Was Childers Oil sent a bid packet?
No, they were not.
I vote no.
Did Childers ask for one?
No, they did not.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion to award the bid, since that's the only responsive one we have, to Jones Oil. Is there a second? All right, then it fails, and somebody can advise Jones Oil that their bid was not, I'm just gonna say this, if they take legal action against the county, I'm on record that, they had a legally responsive bid, and there's no second. So the bid fails. All right, next bid is bid 30-2022 for concrete. Greg, go ahead.
There were two bidders, bid 30-2022 for concrete. There were two bids received from the Wells Group of West Liberty, Kentucky, and Right Way Ready Mix of Dorton. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to both vendors.
All right, is there a motion to award the bid number 30-2022 for concrete to the Wells Group of West Liberty and Right Way Ready Mix of Dorton?
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes.
Bid number 31-2022 for office supplies. One bid was received. It was from C&R Office Supply. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to C&R Office Supply. This is another instance where we have other vendors on our co-op contract that we use. But it's my recommendation that we award this bid to C&R Office Supply.
Is there a motion to award bid 31-2022 for office supplies to C&R Office Supply?
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes.
Bid number 32-2022 for drilled steel retainer in place. Two bids were received. King Creek Drilling of Zoe, Kentucky, and Blue Rock LLC from Jackson, Kentucky. From what I understand, we have a tremendous amount of places that need fixed this year. It'd be my recommendation we award the bid to both King Creek Drilling and Blue Rock.
Is there a motion to award bid 32-2022 for drill steel and to King Creek Drilling of Zoe, Kentucky, and Blue Rock LLC of Jackson, Kentucky.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes.
Bid number 33-2022 is for on-road diesel fuel. This is the first time that we'll be able to implement this. Good news is we've got an approval through our state fire marshal yesterday that certified our tank. He said that was an excellent installation. There weren't any shortcuts taken. He was 100% satisfied. And so we got to go to start using our bulk tank. This is the bid for our on-road diesel that our solid waste will be initially using. One bid was received. It was from Jones Oil Company of Pikeville. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to Jones Oil.
Is there a motion to award the on-road diesel bid to Jones Oil of Pikeville, Kentucky, under bid 33-2022?
I have a question. Why was Jones Oil the only one that was sent a bid package?
Well, they called and wanted a bid package. You know, they know when the bid runs out, they call me, and they had actually called me about 3 weeks before I sent them out and said, when does this bid come up? And I said, well, it's in a couple of weeks. I gave them a date, you know, and so they more or less called wanting one, even before it was advertised in the paper.
Nobody else called and wanted a bid package? Nobody else was sent a bid package?
No, sir.
So they have to call you and ask you for a bid package?
That's the purpose of the advertising. Yeah, we advertise in the paper so these vendors that are interested in bidding on it know that the bid's coming up.
So this past practice, what we've always done?
That's what we're legally obligated to do.
I mean, no, I said, is that what we've always done in the past?
I don't know what was done before I got here.
I mean, last year. When you.
Children's
last year.
Oil was sent a bid package last year.
They called for one last year.
Did Coleman Oil call you for a bid package?
Pardon?
Did Coleman Oil call, or not Coleman Oil, but did Children's Oil call you for a bid package?
No, sir.
And Jones Oil called you for a bid package?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else call you for a bid?
No,
No, sir.
Judge, can I follow in on
Well,
this just for a
hang-
second?
no, not yet, because here's why. Our obligation is, under KRS 45A, is to advertise it. Now, there's some things that we have normal vendors that they will send a bid package out to. Is that right, Greg?
Yes, sir.
But you've never sent one to either Childers or to Jones Oil just spontaneously.
If they call when I advertise in the paper,
That's not what I'm saying. Have you ever just sent them one just for the sport of it?
I don't think so, no.
They've called you and asked for one.
Yes, sir.
And it was published in the newspaper as we've always published it.
Yes, sir.
And you had one response.
Yes, sir.
So you guys can make a decision what you want to do on the on-road oil, diesel, and the off-road, because once this new budget takes effect, you can spend $30,000 and then you're done if it's not bid out. And it's not Greg's fault, it's not our fault that somebody doesn't respond to a bid.
is there is there any other fuel companies out there that, not, like an Ashland or anywhere that would put a bid in on these?
I've not had anybody else respond to my advertisement.
Rogers Petroleum, they didn't respond to it. Jimmy's a good friend of mine. He didn't respond to it. If they don't respond to the bid, you can't go out here and deny a legal bid to be awarded because somebody doesn't put a bid in.
Well, that's the reason I'm asking these questions. So you never have sent Rogers one or nothing?
I don't think I've ever sent Rogers Petroleum a bid.
Okay.
Now, it's possible, Brian, it's possible that they may have had a bulk oil bid or something that they called about in the past. I can't remember, to be honest.
Okay.
So is there no motion on this one?
No.
What?
Do you have any idea where we're gonna get our diesel fuel after the, first of the year, after the fiscal year starts?
Let me ask you this question. Can't you send these places like Rogers and different places a package and see if we could save a little bit of money on this?
That's really not what we're obligated to do. You know, we pretty much follow the KRS, 45A statute, and that's what it says for us to do.
Do they have a delivery rate on this fuel?
Yes.
How much is it?
Well, that's pretty much what they bid, because they go by rack price. They all sell it to rack price plus applicable taxes. I think the Jones Oil bid this year was 0.06 cents per gallon, which is cheaper than we've ever had it bid in the past.
But do they charge us a delivery fee on top of that?
No, just that, well, it's the transportation cost,
What is it?
0.06 cents
Per gallon?
per gallon.
I think that if, you guys can take my legal opinion for what it's worth, but if you reject these bids, I think you're opening the county up to a lawsuit.
I don't think there's nobody here wanting to open the county up for a lawsuit. We're just trying to make sure that
You have no legal
you get.
grounds for rejecting these bids. I don't have any ties to Childers, to Rogers, to Coleman, or not Coleman, but, Jones Oil. I'm just telling you, that's the only bid. It was published in the newspaper. If they had wanted a bid package, Greg would have sent them a bid package. We sent one to Tri-County Truck Parts when they asked for one, okay? I mean, the guy that ran against me. We awarded a bid to the guy that ran against me in the primary. And we're gonna do this by the book as long as I'm county judge, and I think you're opening the county up to a lawsuit by Jones Oil because they have a legally responsive bid. They responded, it was advertised. If anybody else wants a bid package, we'll send them a bid package. But if they don't call and ask for it, what are our obligations? We don't have an obligation to do that. So, I mean, I'm on record, we'll move on. All right, anything else, Greg?
Well,
Yes, sir.
I'll go ahead and let's but I don't understand why we can't rebid this to see.
What's your legal basis for rebidding?
Well, we got one bid. And I know you said it was put in the newspaper, but nobody else was sent a bid package. If you send them out, maybe we could get a cheaper rate.
Brian, that's not a legal reason to reject a bid. We complied with the law. I'm on record, the court,
We're gonna say this, Judge.
Yes.
Childers Oil received a bid package last year from us.
they asked for one.
Well, whether they did or they didn't, they received it.
They asked for
They did not receive a bid package this year.
it was published in the newspaper. They could have asked for a bid package. That's not my responsibility to do Childers Oil's job for them. And I'm on record. You guys do whatever you want to do. I'm just riding this out. We're going to do whatever you guys want to do. My legal opinion is you reject these bids for no reason. You open us up to a lawsuit. But that's just my legal opinion, and I don't know a lot. Okay?
We're not, I don't think that, we're not saying that, what we're saying is last year, if they was sent these bids.
They asked for one last year.
So you're saying that they called you last year?
Yes,
and
sir.
Specifically?
Yes, sir.
You go on record saying that they called you last year, specifically asked for this bid, and it was placed in the newspaper last year?
Yes, sir.
And it was put in the newspaper
It's
last year?
every bid's put in the newspaper. It has to be.
I'm just asking questions. So,
Jeannie, go get me the newspaper.
it was
for this
put in the
today.
newspaper last year, and they called you last year and asked for the bid?
Yes,
Find me
sir.
the newspaper that was advertised.
That's what I wanted to know. I'm just, so, nothing changed this year than it did last year?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, that's all I want to know.
If they would have called, if they would have called, I'd have sent them a bid package. If Rogers Petroleum or whoever would have called, I would have sent them a bid package.
Okay. So that's all I'm asking. So nothing was done different this year than was done last year?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm good with it. Just so you're stating on record that nothing changed from last year.
No, sir.
Greg, you got any kind of business relationship with Jones Oil?
No, I mean, of course, years and years ago, I was in the tire business, and I did a little bit of business with them. It's been 25, 30 years ago.
So you have any business relationship with them now?
Oh, no, sir.
Lisa's going to get the ad. I'm gonna make sure that it was published.
I've got a copy
Let's
laying on my
stand
desk.
at ease for a few minutes. Let's take a 5-minute recess. I call the court back to order. This bid was published in the Tuesday, Thursday, May 31st, June 2nd edition of the Appalachian News Express for Bituminous hot mix, hardware items and small tools, off-road diesel, on-road diesel, office supplies, etc. Bids will be accepted until 2 p.m. local time, June 10th, 2022. The method of award will be the lowest bid, lowest evaluated bid, or highest percentage of discount from list price. Specification and bid forms may be obtained Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. local time from Greg Fannin, Purchasing Director, Pike County Courthouse, 146 Main Street, Pike, or by calling 432-6281. Bid forms must be returned to Lisa Little, Fiscal Court Clerk of the Pike County Fiscal Court, 146 Main Street, Pikeville, 41501. The bid opening will be June 10th, 2022 at 2 p.m. local time in the courtroom located on the second floor of the Pike County Courthouse, 146 Main Street, unless otherwise posted. County bid forms must be used to submit bids. It's got Reyes Jones, second Pike County Judge Executive. So it was advertised. We had one responsive bid for off-road diesel and one responsive bid for on-road diesel. So if the court's not willing to entertain those bids, then we can move on.
I mean, if Greg says he's done everything like he did last time, last year you said Childers contacted you and asked for a bid, Rogers didn't contact you and asked for one, no other fuel company did. This one did contact you. You done nothing any different than you did last
Where's
year.
Childers today, Brian? Why, if
I
Childers
said
has got,
Rogers too. I'm
Why would
not.
you-
I'm not. Listen. I'm not. I would just ask questions. I'm not. It don't matter to me who it is. I don't care who it is. If he done the same he done last year, I'm good with it. It just seemed odd we just get one bid this year, but I'm good with it. So I mean, that's fine with me. As long as it was all done like it was last year, I'm good. So I'm good to go with my end.
well, I mean, if
I mean, it's
somebody-
just, you'd think Rogers, I didn't know that never submitted one before, but, you know, they're locally right here in Pikeville too, and over at Mac Andrews, which is real close to the lot over at Belfry. And then you would just think that more than one fuel company would be interested in selling the county fuel to me. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's just, everybody's got opinions. That's my opinion, you know.
Well, you would think that more would, but it's not Greg Fannon's fault.
No, I didn't say it was his fault or nothing. I just said it just, you know, I wish there was another blacktop company here where you could get, but when there's only one, I know that's all you've got.
Well,
Same way with,
it would seem to me if Childers Oil had a problem with the bid process and thought they were treated unfairly, they should be here today.
well, that's why I'm saying even you would think like Rogers and you would think that maybe one in Ashland or somewhere would be willing to try to sell the county some fuel to make some money. That's just, you know, it's just my opinion, so.
It doesn't matter to me who gets the bid as long as it's the bid is legal and it's the lowest evaluator, the lowest bid. It doesn't matter.
I mean, you
'cause-
think more people with office supplies and different, you know, which
You
I know
think more
Staples is out, you know, they're not here no more. And
Well, in their case, of course, we've got some co-op like Office Depot that we use a lot, and there's other vendors that we use that are on our co-op contracts or on our master agreement also.
And there's just like, you know, I know over my way where JD Westcott's, they got some stuff. They ain't got you know, everything you need. That's the reason I was asking about.
They're
tractor
handy over
supply.
there. It's kind of over on that side of the county, so we have them on contract also.
Right, and that's just like I was asking about Tractor Supply, because Tractor Supply a lot of times has got a lot more than they've got, and you could just run and pick it up, and you'd think Royal King, I don't know if they're even,
Rural King, I contacted them a couple years ago. I know that they have a lot of good deals on a lot of stuff that we
They
use, and
really do.
I contacted them about, send them a bid package. They won't take POs. They just don't do that. They won't take a PO, and so in other words, we can't do business with them.
right. So that's what I said, I mean, I'm good with that, as long as it's done, if it was done no different than it was done last year, then it is what it is.
I'm not gonna make a motion on either one of them. If y'all got a motion, you can do it. If not, then we'll figure some way to pick the garbage up after.
No, I said I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
You know,
We have a motion on the on-road diesel by Commissioner Tackett, or Booth, and a second by Commissioner, Tackett. What bid number is this, Greg? I don't know what I did in my paper.
On road, you said is 332022.
332022.
But I mean, if nothing has changed on the on-roads, and nothing was done no different this year than it was last year on the off-road neither, correctly? I mean, everybody was done the same last year as they was done this year.
If they call for a bid package, I send them a bid package.
But I mean, last year you sent them a bid, I mean, you didn't do nothing no different this year than you done last year on the
No,
bid
sir.
packages. Okay.
A motion, a second, to award bid, give me that bid number again.
33-2022.
30-2022 for on-road diesel to Jones Oil, the only responsive bidder. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson? No. Commissioner Tackett?
no,
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. All right. Figure this one out later on, I guess. Next one, Greg.
That's all of our June bids. Next, we had a bid opening on May 31st for bid number 25-2022, one 2022 or newer full-size SUV for the detention center. One bid was received. It's from Bruce Walters Ford. Total deliver cost of $71,655. The vehicle meets all the specifications that were in the bid package, and it's my recommendation that we award the bid to Bruce Walters Ford for a bid price of $71,655.
And this is on the expedition that the jail got.
Yes, sir.
All right, is there a motion to award bid number 25-2022 for the detention center SUV to Walters Ford for $71,655?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second?
second,
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other questions, discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
yes,
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes.
We had a bid opening on June 17th on bid number 34-2022 for roll-off open-top containers. The bid was actually for 5 30-yard open-top containers and 4 40-yard open-top containers. Our 30-yard open-top containers are part of our 2022-23 recycling grant that's already been approved. The 40 yards is something that we're needing for our transfer stations. We had 2 bidders, Baker Equipment On the 30-yard open tops, they bid $7,083. A total for 5 would be $35,415. From Baker Equipment on the 40-yard open tops, their bid was $8,242. A total for 4 of those would be $32,968. Also received a bid from Municipal Equipment. For the 30-yard open tops, the price was $6,834. For a total for 5 would be $34,170. For their 40-yard open tops, the bid was $7,687 for a total for 4 of $30,748. The last several times we have bought these open tops, Baker has been the lowest bidder. Actually, this time, Municipal Equipment was a little bit lower. The brand of these are Waste Equip containers. They're containers that Municipal Equipment has sold for years and years and has had good success with them. It'd be my recommendation that we award the bid to Municipal Equipment.
Your motion to award bid 34-2022 for roll-off open-top containers to Municipal Equipment for 30 yards for $34,170 for 5, and for 40 yards, $30,748 for 4.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes.
Also part of our 2022-2023 recycling grant, we had submitted for a trailer, a recycling trailer, that was approved through the grant. It's not in the amount of money where we needed to bid it, but I just need approval through the court to purchase it. For this open top trailer, the price is $20,680.
Is there a motion to award the bid for 20 cubic yard Pro Tilt open top trailer to Protainer for $20,680?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Something else that we've talked about being in a need for, and didn't think we'd be able to find anything during this season. Last I'd heard it'd be November, December, where we could get anything. When we could get anything, we stumbled upon these 2 John Deere mowers. They're on the ground, already have the Alamo machete attachment on them, and they're ready to go. These are a John Deere 6110 M Series mower. The other mowers that we bought were a 6105E. The biggest difference between the E Series and the M Series is the M Series is a full frame mower, probably a lot more durable, a lot more stable. These do have the 22-foot Alamo machete boom on them. These have the 60-inch cutting head on it. The other ones we bought were the 50-inch cutting head, so it's a little bit more heavy-duty mower. They are on both the state contract through NASPO and the Alamo machete is also on the co-op Sourcewell contract, so it isn't anything we have to bid. We can buy these, including freight, delivered to us for $160,000 each. The freight would have been a little bit cheaper, but they're actually sitting at 2 different locations. The one of them is ready to go, sitting in Clarksville, Indiana, and the other one is sitting in Paducah, Kentucky. But we can buy these already ready to go and have them here within a week or so for $160,000 each, including freight. For a total of 2 would be $320,000 if we want to buy 2.
Greg's found 2 more mowers if you guys are interested in them.
We're interested in them, but
Can we find somebody to drive them?
and
Work
then
them.
Alamo, we've got a problem with Alamo.
We've had some issues, yes, we have.
This will make, how many do we already have? 5? Be 7. So, you know, they need to take care of us a little bit on the mower units, I think.
Greg, we kindly spoke to them in Lexington. We kindly spoke with them in Lexington. What did they kindly say a little bit about the joystick and on that? They said, is that a typical?
The other mowers we bought from CMI, I did talk to them that we were trying to find a couple more mowers. You know, they said it'd be November, December before they could get us
Right.
in. I told them, you know, we had been having a lot of issues with the Alamo head, had a
I think
lot
it
of
was me and you
issues.
standing there talking to
I
them.
told him that, you know, it might be best if they tried to get somebody to Pike County as soon as possible, try to help them with these. An hour or so later, I happened to run into him again. He said, I just want to let you know we dispatched somebody. They're on their way to Pike County right now. I think they came and got with Darren, one of their mechanics, and I think they went and looked at a couple issues that they had. They've actually, from what I understand from Darren, they've had a button on the joystick that was giving them a lot of problem. And Darren has actually gone to a different style button or a different brand of button that seems to be doing really well. I know there have been some other issues. Also, Alamo theirself was at that conference and at that trade show more or less.
Yes.
And I actually talked to them, told them we had bought 5, you know, with the boom heads on them that we were having some issues with. And they said that they would follow up with CMI on the issues that we're having.
Okay.
So we're trying to address those.
Did they say that, like, small problems like that, it'd be all right if our department took care of it and fixed it, or?
That's what CMI told us.
Okay.
You know, when we're down, you know, if especially if it's something little, we don't want to wait, you know, 2-3 weeks, try to get some
Right.
kind of warranty issue done. If we've got something that'll fix it and get it back on the road, and that's what Darren has kind of done, and to be able to try to help keep these on the road. I know we've had we had a pump went down or some other issues, and
Yeah, I had a
hopefully we
pump
can
on
work
mine
through
that
these
got
issues.
real hot.
Pardon?
The pump on mine had got real hot.
Yeah.
And that stuff happens. I mean, that's just equipment, you know, something man-made.
Hopefully we've got over the most serious issues on those, and I think that was with the button on the joystick, and I think they've kind of solved that problem.
Okay. Like I said, I'm fine with this. You know, I'll make a motion on the mowers, just if we can find somebody to run them, Fabian.
Is there a motion to award to buy these 2 Alamo machete 22-foot booms with John Deere tractors? These are the M Series tractors, right?
Yes, sir, 6110 M Series.
For the sum of $320,000.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
That's all I have, Judge, thank you.
All right. Mr. Little, anything today?
I'll be brief, but I do need to make one correction. At the last court meeting, I told you guys that we would be starting the Penny Street Bridge this Monday. Well, I found out that we're still lacking one permit, one sign off on one permit. So it looks like we're still at a little standstill until that is signed. But as soon as that's signed, we've started over there. We've got it laid out. We've done our prep work where the road's going to be changed around. But as soon as that comes through, we'll start the bridge. But I just wanted to let people know that that's why you're not going to see us digging today, is because we still lack one permit.
What permit is it?
It's from Fish and Wildlife. I'd actually tried contacting Rich Storm, but I've been unable to so far to try to get that expedited, because the way Mr. Ratliff and Mr. Kaiser had talked to me was it's laying on the desk. It's a formality. They said that they're going to sign off on it. It's just that they haven't yet, and I can't get in the creek until that's signed.
Gotcha.
But that's why I wanted to come up and just let people know that that was my bad. I did really think that all the permitting was finished and was done, but it's not. It hasn't been.
All righty, sir. Treasurer's business, Mr. Stacy.
Authorize payment of the expenditure approval list dated June 20th, 2022, and any other utility bills received before checks are run.
Frankie, say that again for me.
Authorize payment of the expenditure approval list dated June 20th and any other utility bills received before we run checks, which will probably be tomorrow.
Is there a motion to authorize payment of the expenditure approval list dated June 20th, 2022, and any other utility bills received before checks are run?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Authorize checks for lodging, registration, and expenses for any employee who wishes to attend the local road safety plan peer exchange, August 3rd through the 4th at the Hyatt Hotel in Lexington.
Is there a motion to authorize checks for lodging, registration, expenses for any employee who wishes to attend the local road safety plan peer exchange, August 3rd to 4th, 2022 at the Hyatt in Lexington?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Roberts. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Authorize checks for lodging, registration, and expenses for any employee who wishes to attend the 2022 Kentucky Emergency Services Conference, September 6th through the 9th, 2022 at the Crown Plaza in Louisville.
Is there a motion to authorize checks for lodging, registration, expenses for any employee who wishes to attend the 2022 Kentucky Emergency Services Conference, September 6th to 9th at the Crown Plaza in Louisville?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner, is that Commissioner Booth? Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
All right. Is there a need for executive session today? Is there a motion to enter into, well, Colonel Downey, please instruct the court on the relevant provisions of Kentucky open meeting law as it pertains to the entry into executive session.
Okay. Judge, under KRS 61.810, the fiscal court is allowed to go into executive session under paragraph C to discuss proposed or pending litigation, and under paragraph F to discuss specific personnel matters and issues.
Is there a motion to enter into executive session?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson.
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes, we are in recess for executive session. We'll return to the call of the chair. Executive session.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. It is my motion to not acknowledge the retirement of Brandon Mullins effective 6/30/22, to move Scotty Noonamaker from solid waste to road lot 3 as a weed mower at the same rate of pay. Effective what date, Justin? Effective today. Approval to move William Mead to a float CDL driver on solid waste lot 1 at a 4H rate of pay effective today. To approve termination of Robert Keene effective 6/21/22, and this is for cause. And to move Christian Mounts to the special road crew as a light equipment operator at a 5H rate of pay effective today. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robertson. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
That was my fun. Yeah, something's gone wrong a lot here. See, guys, even Siri's calling you out on it. It could be worse. All right. That was good. Pike County Department Supervisors' comments. Anybody have anything? Good. We're going to cut this short.
Well, I do, Judge.
Judge Hickman, go
Yes,
ahead.
sorry, Judge, I do need to report the technical application for expansion of the landfill did get submitted this last Friday. So that's the last step prior to getting into the bid process for a contractor sometime, hopefully early in January or late in December, with construction hopefully beginning sometime toward the end of the first quarter of next year. So technical application is in, and we're glad that's behind us and we can move forward now.
All right. All right, Mr. King, you have any, or I'm sorry, Colonel Downey, you have anything?
Judge, just a real quick, short, I have been working on the ordinance that you asked me about for the roads. I talked to the deputy judge, I talked to our road commissioner, I talked to the county. We've got a rough draft that we're working, us four probably need to sit down and go over some specifics. Nothing to set in on that if you wish, but if there's somebody else add, rough drafts, I'm gonna say about 50% done, so, technical guidance, and by that I mean, you know, is where I'll need to help in the road.
When you get a rough draft, just let me know, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Mr. King?
I do, Judge. I was not here at the early part of the meeting today. I was in child support hearings, but my understanding is there was an issue on one of our bids. And I've looked at the issue, I've looked at the bids, I've looked at the issue, looked at the bids, and I've looked at the KRS on it. So if the commissioners have any questions on it, I'd be happy to answer those. Just preliminarily, I've looked at it. It does look like a proper bid was made, as advertised properly, as set out in 45A80, which is the pertinent part of Kentucky Revised Statutes. And you know, based on that, I don't know anything about sending bids to people. Our typical advertisement indicates that if someone wishes to request a bid package, that they can call in and contact Mr. Fannin, then he can forward that on to them. But it does look like we have a properly advertised bid that went out.
I think the proper way to do that would be, we advertise it in the newspaper. If they don't come in and pick the bid up, we just should not send them one. They need to come in and pick it up at the Greg Fannon's office and sign who picked it up. And then that just takes everything away from us. I mean,
Yeah, that's certainly something we can look at. They do need to be submitted on the proper bid form, so they do need to get their forms in order to do that, and that's a policy that we could adopt going forward. But with regards to this bid, I think it was properly advertised, and according to KRS 45A80 subsection 5, it's pretty plain. It says the contract shall, and under the law, when it says shall, it means you must. The contract shall be awarded by written notice to the responsive and responsible bidder whose bid offers the best value. According to the statute, the only thing we have to do is put it in the newspaper or on the internet at a site that makes it available in the area. So I don't think you've got any choice but to accept this bid, even if it was a single bid.
I was going to tell the judge to.
I disagree with you that having to have somebody come in. So you got a company from Bristol, Virginia that bids on your waste tire. Are we going to expect them to come from Bristol to pick up a bid package? Mountain Enterprises, are we going to expect somebody to drive down here to pick a bid package up? I mean, all they have to do is call and say, we want a bid package. I don't know why we would even need to reinvent the wheel. If they don't ask for it.
That's fine, Judge, just so we've just got a record that shows that they called and got it, and we keep it down.
Greg, can you keep a record of who calls and asks for bid packages on each bid? So we've got that. I mean, to try to ask them to come and pick them up, I mean, you've got companies that bid on this stuff that are not local, and I mean, you may end up finding yourself in a position where nobody comes here to bid on it.
Well, I can understand that too, but if Greg's got a record of it, that's fine. If they come in and get the bid packet.
There's not one vendor since this court has been in office that could ever say that they were denied access to a bid package, because that would be illegal. If they ask for it, they get it. If they don't request it and they don't turn it in, that's on them. Would I like to see more bids? I'd love to see a bunch more bids on a lot of stuff. Asphalt, drains, hardware,
Absolutely, that's
fuel.
Making
all
it
of
as easy as possible on them to get the package is the best way to do that also. We don't want to restrict anybody from getting the package if they want it. But, if Mr. Fann's keeping a record of that won't be an issue at all. And it's not required by statute, so. So as I understand it, we did not accept the bid that was submitted.
we
If
need
you guys
to-
wish to re-entertain that, the two bids, you'll need to make proper motions to do so, and if someone wishes to do that.
yeah, on road and off.
It was one bid for on-road and one road for off-road.
Yeah.
So the way it stands now, we do not have a contract, but if you guys wish to make a motion, you can do so. If not, we can move on.
I'll make the motion, we entertain the bid.
We'll need to do it on each bid.
I don't have the bid numbers.
Why not?
The two bids were, the first one was bid number 29-2022 for off-road diesel fuel. One bid was received as Jones Oil Company. My recommendation, we award the bid to Jones Oil.
Does he have to make the motion?
Do you want to make a motion, Ron?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
The motion is second toward bid number, is this off-road or on-road, Greg?
Off-road 29-2022.
29-2022 to Jones Oil. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Next one was for on-road diesel fuel, bid number 33-2022. One bid was received, Jones Oil Company. It's my recommendation we award the bid to Jones Oil. Bid number 33-2022, on-road diesel fuel.
I made that motion last time, so I'll make it this time. also.
I seconded it last time, I'll second it this time.
So we have a motion and a second to award bid 33
On road.
dash 2022 for on-road diesel to Jones Oil. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. All right. Anything else, Mr. King? Anything from Commissioner Tackett, District 2?
Yes, Judge, Powell, Marlboro Fire Department, they're gonna have a fireworks show and some inflatables up at, the industrial park, if that's all right with everybody. And they just wonder if they could just have the gate, they'd lock the gate back. You think we could get that open? Judge?
I have no objection to it.
Up on the industrial park on Marbone, or, Wolf Pit, for the 4th of July weekend. I think they're gonna do it on the 4th, so if we could just have the gate dummy locked or whatever, or talk to, I'll get up with, somebody there and go from there. Other than that, that's all, Judge.
Anything, Commissioner Roberts?
I have nothing.
Commissioner Booth, anything?
I'd just like to wish everybody a safe and 4th of July weekend. That everybody has a good holiday weekend that's coming up, and I don't think we'll have a court meeting before then. So I just wanted to wish everybody a good 4th of July holiday weekend. Everybody be safe and with their travels. That's all I've got, Judge.
I don't have anything. Is there any other business to come before the fiscal court? Not, I'd like to ask Pastor Gary Sloan if he'd do the benediction for us, and then we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Father God, we thank you for guidance you give this body, Father God, as they make decisions. Father God, now as we move, Father God, back to our workplaces and homes, Father God, we know that you I'll give you all praise, all the honor, and all. We ask.
Amen. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Robertson. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson, Commissioner Tackett, Commissioner Booth, Judge Jones.
Yes, we are adjourned.